Good morning and welcome to Mission Control Houston. We're inside the International Space Station Flight Control Room. This team is monitoring systems on board the space station and following along with activities of the crew. All the systems are functioning well on board the spacecraft, and the team is not working any issues at this time, just working through the scheduled activities for the day. The team is being led by Flight Director Ron Spencer. He's seen in the darker shirt at the Flight Director console. And next to him is the Capcom, or spacecraft communicator, astronaut Kjell Lindgren, who is serving as the interface between the mission control team and the crew on board the station. The crew members are working through the mid-afternoon of their day on board the complex. There are 6 crew members living and working aboard the space station. 3 of them are preparing to return to Earth after their 5.5-month mission. That includes 3 crew members on the left in this view. The crew includes Station Commander NASA astronaut Dan Burbank, who's seated, and his fellow cosmonauts Anton Shkaplerov and Anatoly Ivanishin. They have been on board the station since mid-November. Then they were joined by these 3 crew members in December, astronaut Don Pettit and cosmonaut Oleg Kononenko and European Space Agency astronaut Andrei Kuipers. Those 3 crew members will be remaining on board the space station until July. The preparations to return to Earth include getting the Soyuz spacecraft ready that brought Burbank, Shkaplerov, and Ivanishin to the station, and packing up equipment that will be returned to Earth with the crew members. The cosmonauts completed an adjustment to one of the seat liners inside the Soyuz and are finishing up some additional packing today. Also completed use of the lower body negative pressure device that simulates gravity by pulling the body's fluids toward the feet that the cosmonauts used before returning to Earth. Shkaplerov and Ivanishin did that yesterday, and Kononenko is helping close out that equipment today. The crew members are also working on preparing for the next visiting vehicle to the station, the SpaceX Dragon spacecraft. SpaceX and NASA agreed that after SpaceX needed to delay from the targeted launch of April 30th, that May 7th would be the target launch date that they are working to now. So the crew members on board the space station are continuing to prepare for that vehicle's arrival at the station for its first demonstration flight of rendezvous and berthing to the complex. Another cargo vehicle is at the space station called the Automated Transfer Vehicle from the European Space Agency. It brought tons of cargo to the station and is also being used with its propellant on board and thrusters to reboost the space station periodically, and that was done this morning to prepare for the arrival of that Dragon vehicle and also the next Soyuz and crew, so that the space station is in the correct position in space for those visiting vehicles. The crew members are also working on some maintenance on board the space station. Astronauts Don Pettit and Dan Burbank are doing some maintenance of the waste and hygiene compartment, which is one of the toilet facilities on board the station. And Burbank participated in an experiment today while he was exercising on the treadmill. Is the biomechanical analysis of treadmill exercise on board the International Space Station. This experiment, called Treadmill Kinematics for short, is the first rigorous investigation to quantify the biomechanics of treadmill exercise conditions during long-duration spaceflight. Exercise prescriptions are developed under the assumption that walking and running in microgravity had the same training effects as during normal gravity. However, if locomotion kinematics and kinetics differ between microgravity and normal gravity, understanding these mechanisms allows the development of better or appropriate exercise prescriptions to increase the exercise benefits to the crew members and their health and well-being while living on board the station. And with the 3 crew members leaving the station on Friday, there's a change of command ceremony this afternoon where Station Commander Dan Burbank will hand over command to Kosmonaut Oleg Kononenko to oversee Expedition 31, which officially begins when the Soyuz undocks from the station Friday.